Hello and welcome to PGA 2K21. Today I'm going to be going over kind of an in-depth look at the course designer's UI, some of the new things that have been added and or changed. We're down here at Sandy Beach GC, the course that I created and personally love. Alright, we'll exit out of here and we will continue on into it. So as you can see, there's already some new stuff on the screen. So I'm going to break it up into three different little parts here. We got the top half, the left, or the right, and the left. Look at me going the wrong way. Anyway, so the top here, we've got the name of the course that you've chosen, what hole you're currently hovering over. So if I hover over 13, it's now going to say 13 up there. Now we've got in this center section here, we've got yards to tee. So this center little point here that you can see with the cursor here, that's going to change the numbers up there. So from the center point, to the black tee, it is 123 yards. So the black tee is back there, and that's where it is. Next up is to the green. So this here is to the third waypoint, which should be on the green if you're making holes correctly. I like to put it in the center of the green because I believe the way it's measured is to the center of the green, not the edge of the green. And then we've got long tee height, which kind of doesn't make sense to me. So long tee height is actually to the front tee. I was expecting it to be the back tee, but long tee height is the front tee, which would be red. So the height from the middle of the cursor to the red tee right there is 11 feet and 6 inches. And same with the green. So from the center of the cursor here up to the green over there, it is 4 feet and 4 inches, which is useful when you're measuring different levels of elevation for a thing like this one here. As you can see, it's a little bit higher over there. You want to make sure that you can actually hit the ball up the hill. And that controls the top half there. Now we've got these three here. This one is old, this one is new, and this one is new. Object meter is the same as last year's game. Is essentially how many objects are in the game. Well, in this course. So there's a finite amount of objects you can place in this for performance purposes. Wow, that's a lot of P's, holy crap. Then we've got memory. This one is new. This one is tied to another new system, which I'll get into a little bit more later. This here measures how many new items you've placed in. So it used to be that when you created a course, you'd pick a theme, and within that theme pack, there were certain objects that you could place, no more. But now things have changed a little bit. Now it's been opened up, so you choose your theme, and you have access to all the objects from the other themes as well. Now with that comes performance issues and stuff like that. So to help keep things in line, they've added this little memory meter. So this here will measure the amount of objects you've pulled from a different theme and placed in, and the toll that they're taking on the course. So if I pull in a tree from a different one, it may jump that memory thing from 6.2 to 6.3 or something like that, depending on how big that tree is or how much that tree takes up in the file size. Next up is file size. This one I've never seen go past like 4. This here's how much this course, when you hit save, how much it's going to take on your computer. Now it's kind of weird that it's in a percentage and not like gigabytes, megabytes, but it depends on how things are done in the background. I'm not sure. So there's those three. Next up is on the right here. We've got the controls. It's going to show you what you're doing. It changes dynamically depending on what you're in. So if I go to create/add, it's going to change. Same with other ones. As I go into them, it's going to change just to show you what's going on the screen and how you can interact with it. You press in on the right stick. And now you've got total yardages. This is for the entire course. We've got 18 holes. It's a par 73. Par 3s, we have 2 of them. Par 4s, we have 13 of them. Par 5s, we have 3. The total yardage for red, we have 6,573 yards. Same with white, gold, and black. We press in on the right stick again. Hole yards, this one's specific to this hole. I'm sitting on hole 13. It's going to say hole 13. It's a par 4. Red as a total yardage of 253. Same with white, gold, and black. This one here is a little more in depth. This one here is a static height from the water level. So essentially, I believe it's the water level. I'm not 100% sure, but I think it is. So we've got red tee, yards, 253. Tee height is 31 feet 11 inches, and it is -7 feet and 2 inches. Now, what is that from? Because minus, that doesn't sound right. So let's see. So this here is to the green. So green height up there is 40 yards. No, green height is 24.9. So why is that -7.2? Oh, wait, is it from red tee? 7.2 is from red tee. Okay, all right. So that's from the tee to the green. What's the difference? That makes sense. And then you can hide it in case you don't want to see that crap, because sometimes you just want to see how pretty your course looks. Courses can look really pretty. All right, so moving on. Let's go to a different scenery. This is my favorite hole in this course. It's just, oh, I did such a good job. Doot doot. Toot my own horn there for a second. All right, so moving on to the left here. This is the bulk of the course design. As you can see, it's split up into two menus here. I'll go over this one first because it's a little bit easy. So this is the cursor target. As you can see in the center, whenever I'm in the edit tab, this little cursor pops up. So this here is going to tell me what I'm currently looking at and how I can interact with it. So if I hover over this spline point, you'll see that now down in this menu there's a spline point, and I can select it and edit it and do a lot of other fun stuff with it. If I go into here where I've got these bunker brushes, that bunker brush is now there on number 7. If I hover over this seating is now down there, same with rocks, same with trees. Essentially this menu here just changes and allows you to edit what you're looking at instead of going through a bunch of different menus just to edit one thing that you placed. Of course, it's also got general hole settings, which just brings you back into here. You can change the hole, swap this hole. So reorder hole is like, let's say I take 3 and 5 and I switch them. It's going to change 3, 4, and 5 to make it kind of consistent. Swap hole is a direct swap, so 3 gets changed for 5 and 5 goes where 3 is. Toggle crowds on and off. Fairway bunkers, this is auto gen stuff. Move hole if you want to move the hole. This does not move bunkers, fairways, and stuff like that. It simply moves those 3 points and all the tees to the new place. And then it auto gens like a bunker fairway and stuff like that if you have that set up. Delete hole will delete the hole. Now the top half is divided into 3 parts. We've got play test, which is how you're going to test your course before you publish it. I highly recommend you play this as much as you can. Many times I've seen people post a beautiful course, but the tees are not leveled out, and when you hit the ball, it messes up because the tee's not straight or something like that. So starting off, we've got play from here. Center of the screen, wherever you're sitting is where you're going to play from. Play hole, whatever hole. If I'm sitting on hole 3, I'm going to play hole 3. Play course, I will play the entire course, start to finish. Tee set allows you to set which tee you're starting off at. If I set this and go play from hole, I will start on the gold tee on this hole. Same with pin. Pin is whichever pin you're going to hit to. Wind speed is if you want to test difficulty. So say you've got something like this where it's really thin right here. Maximum speed. Someone gets really unlucky. They come into this match, they get high speed. It's going south. I don't know where south is within this map. Hopefully at some point there'll be like a compass added in somewhere so we can tell where south is. I guess if we go like this. So south is this way, if this is hooked up to it. So they hit the ball, they're going to hit massive winds and very easily get blown off through there. So maybe I want to adjust this to compensate for that, if you want to get really nitty gritty with it. But that's one thing you can do. So that's play test for you. That's all the different things you can do for there. Next we're going to do settings. It's a little bit simpler than edit. It's a little crazy. Settings is like a general course setting. So you go into terrain, you can change the water level, make it up, down, hills, the amount of hills, auto-generated trees, plants, rocks, grass, just the amount of things that populate automatically within the course. Let's see, we've got course settings, this one here, tee box settings. You can change the tee box size, again, the auto-gen ones, the shape, the texture, the tee markers. You can actually change these, even if you've custom placed them. But with this kind of stuff like shape and stuff, this would be an auto-generated tee box. So when you first create the course, it's going to make a little course for you. These ones here directly affect those. So if I had to set that to 100% and change the shape of it, it would change from a square to whatever. Tee markers, I can change the different ones if I like different ones more. Right now I have them set to these little ball things. Maybe I want them to be wooden. Now they're wooden. Tee colors, I can rearrange all the colors. So tee set number 1, I can change to whichever one of these I want. If I change it to green, all of a sudden it's green up there. What? Oh. Is that like backwards up there? Red. It is backwards up there. Oh, no. That's the farthest one. Yards to tee, 22. That's longer. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, so you can change the colors of them. Kind of cool stuff. That's their environment. This one's kind of cool. I like this one. This allows you to change the theme within here if you want. Backdrop, you can go from a lovely little beach to mountains. It's not going to look so good with mine because I've purposely built all that stuff for it to be an island, so we'll change that back. Lighting, time of day, you can change what time of day it is. Orientation, you can change that. Same with the incline, day, night kind of thing. Weather, we got the presets here, or you can customize your own one. I can make it rain in here. Now it's gonna rain. Turn that off. Make the haze, make it really hazy. See, it's kind of hazy now. Yeah. Change the fog density all the way up. Fog ceiling. See, and that kind of changes that. What if we turn this all the way up? Oh. That's giving me some Death Stranding kind of vibes. That's kind of neat though. I'd like to see someone try and make a course out of this. I'm not sure that's fully intended. That's kind of neat though. I like that. The course is like completely lit up, but everything else is just like darkness, like Slenderman. Very nice. We'll turn that down because I actually want to see this course. Thank you. And that concludes that. Now into the edit. Oh boy, this one here. This one's awesome. This one here is where the bulk of creating comes from. So we've got Sculpt Land, which has a couple different tinkering things with it that I would suggest you tinker with. So we've got, I like to do it as like landscape is like the natural landscape of things. Sculpt is like you hire someone in here and they do the work for you kind of thing. So with nature, it goes in. Or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe it'd be like you bring in a landscaping crew, and in this one here, you're sculpting the natural terrain. So if I landscape this, and then I use a natural kind of thing to make a moat, notice how what I did first is not done. Now this doesn't work vice versa. So if I were to do raise first, and raise this up, and then I were to go into landscape and do this, it would affect it. So this is definitely something I suggest you tinker with, because there's some really cool things, like as you can see here, I made this cool little thing. There's some really cool things you can make with it. I never really purposely gone in and tinkered with it. But if you're looking to build some intricate designs and stuff, definitely check it out. Within here, we've also got clear generated trees. So when you first boot up the map, it's going to have a bunch of auto generated trees that will just populate things, make it look pretty. And this here will allow you to remove them. And this one here will do the same. It'll remove the trees, but it'll also get rid of these little shrubs, any little rocks you see. This here is just meant for like cleaning up things for paths so that you don't have like grass and stuff growing in your paths. What's next? So let's go into measure, because measure's easy. Measuring is a tool that I absolutely love. As you can see here, I've used it to mark out the two different ways. So on average, the average player can hit around 270 yards. So I'll like start here. And so the first shot a player would hit 270 yards, right about in there. So he could hit there. But this is like the easy way. You could hit here, it's a very easy shot, but then your next shot after that, you have to deal with the bunker up here. So it's an easy way in, but then you don't get much reward in the end. Or you could take the much harder shot and nail it just between here at 270-ish. And if you land it, your reward for landing that hard shot is now you don't have to deal with this bunker in the back. You can hit it and it might actually roll back down. So that's how I like to lay out my courses, kind of a risk-reward system. And you can also do amazing things like this. As you can see, this is made up out of wooden posts and bridges. It took a long time, but I did it, and it looks amazing. Anyway, so that's the measure. I like to use it to measure where people will end up shooting. It can also be used for doing stuff like this. So measure. So where are we? So the player's first shot will be 270 yards, which will be there-ish, because it'll roll down. And then their next shot will be here. So this kind of helps me judge how many shots they're going to actually take. And then I can adjust the pars accordingly. Let's see. Now to create/add. This one here is like the godfather, the amazing part of this, the be all end all of the course designer. So we've got place objects. This is where you're going to place all of your objects. This here is the part that's been opened up. So it used to be, if you go into nature and you have the boreal theme, what's going to happen is you have trees, rocks, and stuff that are specific for that theme and that theme only. But now, instead of having 1 or 2 pages of trees, I have 33 pages that includes objects from every theme. So it opens things up a lot. But like I said, this here will heavily affect this memory up here. So if I take this red tree, which is definitely not from this theme, and I place it, my memory goes from 62 to 67. That tree is worth a lot, dang. I guess it depends on the tree and how much toll it takes on the course. Anyway, we'll undo that, and it'll go back down. And that's how that little system works. We've got tons of rocks, tons of things, which is amazing. We've got, what else is new in the edit? We've got, well, surfaces are good. So with surfaces, we've got the main ones, bunker, green, fairway, rough, and heavy rough. But we've got these 3 extra ones. These ones have always kind of been here, but I'll go over them because it's nice to know these things. So if you press Y on any of these surfaces, you can change the texture on them, which is excellent for these 3 ones. So I like to go, the third one is the bottom one. So this one here is going to be my roadway. I want you to be, we're going to have a gross looking cart path. My second one here, what do I want on the side of my cart path? Do I want mulch or a darker cart path maybe? Let's try mulch. And this one here would be like if I have a planter that I want something underneath of it, we'll change that to red. So if we go into here, I'm going to make a little roadway. So the third one here, spline. I'm going to make a little roadway. Isn't that pretty? Now we're going to go in here, toggle second surface, and we're going to go to the second one. And there we go. Look, we got some little dirt on the side there. And then 3 we can just use for whenever. Or 1, I guess, you can use for whenever. And that's what I like to do, just to organize things. That concludes that little section there and those 3. Create water. This one here is used for water bodies. This is how you make cool stuff like, where are you? You're somewhere's over here. No, not there. There. You can make stuff like this, where the water is above the water height. See? Ta-da! You can raise and lower it. Oh, I should probably have this up for you guys. So if you press Y, you can change the width like this and squish it. Also, if you press in on the left stick, you can change the flow direction and the speed. So now it's really fast and it's going that way. And then you can turn that, oh, wrong button. And you can turn that off. There we go. For some reason, it resets some of the stuff. I'm not sure, but it keeps that. So that there's the water. We got water features, which would be the high falls you see over here from our waterfalls. We got the splashes, which you see at the bottom there that make the fog. We got low falls, which I don't have any here. That's okay. Low splash goes with those. And then we've got small little ripples. Just for like, I don't know if it's raining, you can use that maybe. That's water. Tournament objects. This gives you the ad boards. These are really cool. If they work like they did last year, what happens is, say you have a society with like 100 people in it and you want to make a society event using this course to make it a little more like feel like you've actually contracted this place and you're setting up your thing here. If they place these ad boards around the course, when your society goes in there, this little 2K emblem will change to your society emblem. So it's a little more customizable. And then we got crowd seating again. We got concessions, camera towers, tournament crowds. This here's where you place all the crowds. If you go like this, I've placed some up in here. So you place them, as you can see, they're like these little brushes. You choose one, you place it down, and then you can toggle them on, and boop. There we go. Now there's people there. These here, the seating automatically generates people sitting and standing if they need to be. So that's good. You're not floating, are you? No, good. That's crowds. Out of bounds is extremely useful in this case. So say you hit the ball and go off here, but you don't go in the water. What's going to happen is you're going to get stuck trying to hit up this stupid hill to get back up on the fairway. Setting it out of bounds, once they hit the ball out there, they have to drop the ball and continue from wherever they dropped it. Kind of saves them time, saves them getting angry and frustrated because they're like 7 over par because they hit it off into the ocean but didn't land in the ocean. So that's out of bounds. And that's pretty much all for that there. Yeah. That is it for the course designer. Hopefully, I did not miss anything in the UI. Besides, like, you can open up the profile menu, of course. Check on your course design stats. Let's see. Average difficulty, people like to play this course on the hardest. And only 4 people have played it. You know what? You guys need to play this more. If you guys see this and you like playing the game, look up Sandy Beach GC and try to play it. I want to get this. I want to get a handicap on this and see what you guys actually think. I want you to rate it honestly. If you don't like something, comment below. Tell me what you didn't like about it. It's too easy. If it wasn't, they're playing on the hardest, but it didn't tell me how hard they are or how hard they think it is. Either way, you know, that's that. That's the course design stats. Let's see. That's pretty much it. So I'm going to plan on doing some more videos in the future, going in-depth with system like splines, placing objects, building techniques, and stuff like that. If you guys have any specific area of the course designer that you would like me to do an in-depth dive of, leave a comment below, and I'll try to make a video specifically for that system to go over it. Anyway, with that said, oh, also another cool thing you can do while you're here, if you hit F10, and then F11, you can do some cinematic shots like this. And it's just absolutely beautiful. So, like I was saying, if you guys have any suggestions for different parts of the course designer that you would like me to go over in depth, in detail, I will happily do that. Leave it in the comments below. And I will see you guys next time.